Alright, what's up nerds? Okay, I don't want that light on. What's up nerds? Today I'm gonna show you how to solve a Rubik's Cube. There's a few things that we need to understand about this bad boy before we actually get into it. By the way, if you're considering buying a speed cube, don't get this brand. It sucks. With that out of the way, let's get into this video. By the way, just general advice, don't have this crappy of a desk. 1, 2. So now that we'll have a first 2 layers. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna snap my fingers and put the cube together. Okay, so now that you see how a mechanism of a Rubik's Cube works, let's mix this up. You can follow this one if you have like supervision, but it's best if you use your own scramble. So the first thing I want to say is that odds are if you're watching this video, you've probably been trying to solve one of these for a while, and I mean that's good. It's good that you're coming to a video. It's pretty damn hard to solve a Rubik's Cube without one. So odds are you also know how to solve a face. Let's just solve a face really quick. This is not necessary for solving the Rubik's Cube. Believe it or not, you can technically solve a Rubik's Cube. Let's fix this camera a little bit. You can technically solve a Rubik's Cube without solving a face, and this is how you do it. So we're gonna mix this up. Gonna try not to hit my camera. We're gonna make a cross. Again, odds are, if you don't know how to solve a face, you're probably not watching this video. But if you are watching this video and you do not know how to solve a face, YouTube it. It's really easy. So, okay, so now you have a white cross right here. So what you're gonna do now is you're going to move the cube until you have 2 edges in the right spot. So right here we have 1, so I'm gonna move it once. The right spot only means that the edge aligns with the centerpiece. Okay, we have none in the right spot. We got 1 in the right spot and no others in the right spot. Okay, gonna move it again, and now these 2 will be in the right spot. Now, there's another case for this. Let me go get my other cube. Okay, so right here, these are the 2 different possible cases you can get. One where 2 edges next to each other are in the correct position, but the other 2 are swapped. Or where 2 edges across from each other are in the right position, but these 2 are swapped. This is the easiest one right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move it out of the way, do a double turn, and move it back in. And now all of the edge pieces will be in the correct spot. Now, on this one, let's try not to move my camera. On this one, a little bit harder, but all you gotta do is follow these steps. I'll do it slowly so that you can do it at home. Make sure that the correct one is in the back and on the right side. Okay, and now all of the edges are in the correct spot. Next step is the corner pieces. So if you know how to solve a Rubik's Cube, you probably know how to do this part, but I'll just show you the basics if you don't know. So we'll start with this case. White on top, but the cross is on the bottom. You're gonna follow this set of moves. And by the way, I'll post videos of all these algorithms really slowly. You may now be asking yourself, why didn't you use the other corner that was already in the spot? Well, like I said earlier, there are pieces that need to align with the centers and edge. So right now, this little 2x2 area is technically solved. Now, we're gonna do that again, okay? So, actually, scratch that. We're gonna do something extremely complicated right here. there is this position. Now normally what you would do to get this corner into here is but there are some rare cases where you can actually do something different. Just keep in mind, this is not going to happen all the time. This is extremely rare. And it's the other way to put in a corner. Do you see how these two pieces are aligned? And then we move it back in and do that. Okay, so now what are we going to do if it's right here? All right, we're going to try this one more time. So now it's on this side, and we're going to put the corner in like that. All right, so we're going to try again on this cube, just another example. So we have this corner right here. This is in the right spot. There are two ways to do this. My personal favorite is this. I'll do that again slowly. But there is actually a much faster way, and that's this. I'll do this again slowly. Boom. Okay, so we have the same thing right here. Let's just do it this way. Okay, let's try this one more time. Actually, I think that we should... Okay, I'm going to show you this one more time. Okay, so now we have this one more time, but I want to show you guys a different one. So we have this one. So we're going to move it up to the side and back down. So now you have solving a layer, also a 3x3x1. But as you probably read in the title, we're trying to solve a 3x3x3. Ooh, this is one that I forgot to show you guys. Okay, so if you have a corner right here, what you're gonna do is you're going to move it out, move it this way, move it back in, except it's not really back in. You're gonna move it to the side, move this piece up, and then move it back in, and then you'll have your corner in. You won't have this edge piece in. I just got lucky right here, but this piece will be in right here. And then if, let's say that, okay, so let's say that you got really lucky, except not really lucky, but you have it up here again. So what you're gonna do is you're going to move it back out, move this back here, move it back in, move to the side, move this back up, move this in here, and then move this back down. And again, I got really lucky right here, but this is not always gonna happen. It's usually going to end up like this. It's usually gonna end up like this, where you move it out, move it back in, move to the side, move it up, move it this way, and move it down. There's not the blue and red piece right here. The blue and red piece is down here. So let's try this with this side again. Boom, 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 and it's in. Okay. So what's the next step? Well, you have a layer solved, but you want to get to a point where the top two layers are solved. So right here, you saw what I did there. Let's just pretend that this didn't happen. So what are you gonna do? Well, you're going to take the edge piece, find the place that it needs to go, and you're going to make sure that this color aligns with this color, also known as the edge facing you aligns with the center that's facing you. And you're gonna do this algorithm. This is the algorithm that you wanna do if it's on the left. If it's on the right, there's a slightly different one, but it's basically just the mirrored version. So you're gonna do this. And that edge would have been put in. So next we're going to try it with this one. This is if it's on the right side. Okay, so now we have that in. So the other two edges should be very simple. By the way, I'm going to show you another trick. Don't try this until you get like comfortable with the whole this thing. So if you have a blue piece right here that needs to go right there, one thing you can do is get this 1x1x3 on the bottom or on the yellow layer and give it a 180, and then give the orange piece, or the piece that you need to flip, a 180, and then do that, and it should be in. So there is another case. Let's say that it's in the right spot, but it's flipped the other way. This is surprisingly easy to do. So what you want to do is you want to take it out, and then you're going to move it right here, and then move it back. So now it's in the bottom layer, or the top layer, if you look at it like this. You're going to put it, so you should have it right here. So you're going to move it this way, move the cube this way, put it in the back, then turn the left side up, and then what you can do is a 180 on the yellow side, and then move this side back, and now you'll have the 1x1x2 area, and then you can just put it in like normal. So we'll show you again on this one. We have this side right here, blue, blue, orange, orange, corners in the right spot. We'll do this again slowly. Okay, and then we'll find the next one, blue. So we'll move that. This right here is where it's supposed to go, but it's not in the right orientation. To make sure that it's in the right orientation, make sure that this color aligns with this color, and this color aligns with this color. All right, so by now we have solved the first two layers, which is a 3x3x2. So now what you want to do is we want to start solving this one. Now this one's going to be a lot more complicated, but first we're going to look on the cross that's right here. We see yellow, red, orange, blue, green. Now this is always going to be yellow, but these won't always be yellow too. So this is what we call a dot, where there's only one yellow here, and I know that there's these two, but we're not really worried about the corners right now. We're only worried about these 5 in this cross right here. So we only have one yellow in the cross. What we're gonna do is, from any side that you want, since it doesn't matter, we're gonna do this algorithm. And now we're gonna have what we call a hook. So to solve this, we're going to make sure that the hook is on the left and back, and we're gonna do the exact same thing. And then we're gonna have what's called a bar, where it's edge, center, edge. Then we're just going to do the exact same thing again. Okay, so now we have a cross. So I'll just show you again on here. Right here we have the bar right here. So we're just going to do we're just going to have to do it once. Well, it appears that we missed an edge. So we're going to do this algorithm once again. So now we have a bar right here. And later on when you're learning CFOP, you'll actually recognize this position right here with yellow, 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 T. That you only have to do this position or this algorithm once to get a yellow face. Now, this, I'll talk about CFOP later. If you want to be speed solving, you're going to want to learn CFOP. But if you don't know how to solve a Rubik's Cube at all, this is the method you want to use for first start. Okay, so back to this cube, we're going to do the exact same thing that we did on the white cross, except for the yellow cross now. So we see that there's one piece in the correct position, so we're going to move it once. There is no pieces in the correct position, so we're going to move it once. There's one piece and no more pieces in the correct position, so we're going to move it once. And right here, you can see that there are two pieces in the correct position. Now, let's just say, let's mess this up a little bit. Let's say that we have the position from earlier where it's only two edges need to be swapped and these two are correct. You cannot do the algorithm that you did on the top face for this one, but you're going to do something different. You're going to move this up, over, down, over, up, 180, down, and then you're gonna be in this position where two pieces are correct, but these two are swapped. From here, what you're gonna do is the exact same thing that we just did. Okay, so let's try this on the other cube. That's funny, we got these cubes in the exact same position. That's quite funny. So what we're gonna do, just gonna mix parts of this up. So basically what you're gonna do is you wanna find a corner that is in the correct spot. Now, in this cube, I don't have a single corner that's in the correct spot. So we're gonna do this algorithm right here. Now, as you can see, it didn't mess up any of the edges, but we did get one corner in the correct spot. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that this corner is now right here as we do this algorithm again. And again, I'm gonna post these very slowly so that you can see them in slow motion. I'm not gonna post them, it's not like I'm gonna take a long time to post them. So now, as you can see, all of these corners are in the correct spot. So now we're going to, actually, we'll just do it on here. Okay, so this is the only time that I want you guys to use notation. I mean, you guys can do whatever you want. This is the only time that I ever use notation. R prime, D prime, R, D, R. R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime, R, D. And then what you gotta do is once it's correctly put right here, so you have a 2x2x4 solved, this is all messed up. This is all messed up. All the work that you did earlier is messed up. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna move this over and you're gonna do the exact same thing. R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime, R, D. Now that it's not in the correct spot, but all of this is solved now. So what you're gonna do is you're going to continue that algorithm. Someone is calling me. I'll get to him later. R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime, R, D. Make sure that you do this because what will happen is if you don't do this and you just move right here, it'll mess up everything. So make sure that you do this move right here because it's gonna keep this 2x2x2 area solved. So what you gotta do now is you gotta move this over and then do it again. R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime, R, D. And then you're gonna move this over so that this corner is in that spot now. R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime, R, D. And now you have technically solved it, except not. You have to do this. So lastly, I'm going to show you guys a walkthrough solve, and then I'm going to show you a speed solve. Okay, this is it mixed up, so we're going to get the corners in. Okay, so luckily for me, I already have all of these in. Ooh, this is one that I forgot to show you guys. Okay, so if you have a corner right here, what you're gonna do is you're going to move it out, move it this way, move it back in, except it's not really back in. You're gonna move it to the side, move this piece up, and then move it back in, and then you'll have your corner in. You won't have this edge piece in. I just got lucky right here, but this piece will be in right here. And then if, let's say that, okay, so let's say that you got really lucky, except not really lucky, but you have it up here again. So what you're gonna do is you're going to move it back out, move this back here, move it back in, move to the side, move this back up, move this in here, and then move this back down. And again, I got really lucky right here, but this is not always gonna happen. It's usually going to end up like this. It's usually gonna end up like this, where you move it out, move it back in, move to the side, move it up, move it this way, and move it down. There's not the blue and red piece right here. The blue and red piece is down here. So let's try this with this side again. Boom, 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 and it's in. Okay. Okay, so that wasn't really a walkthrough solve. That was just me trying to do a walkthrough solve and then making a mistake because I forgot to make a point. Although imagine I had actually made that video and posted it without thinking about that case, and then someone got mad at me and doxed me and killed me or something. Anyway, let's do it. We're gonna make a cross. All right, we're gonna make sure that the edges are in the correct place. So we have a bar right here. All right, so now 2 edges right here. We're gonna do the same thing. Okay, so we have that in the right spot. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the corners, then this corner, and then that corner. Okay, so we have this edge right here that goes right here. Okay, so that's in now, and then, okay, we have a flipped piece right here. So we're gonna take it out, do that, and then we're gonna do this. We're gonna put this piece right here, or that way, and then we're gonna do the same thing right here. Okay, so we have this case. Ooh, another thing for CFOP. Bar right here, hook right here, corner, corner, yellow. Bumped my camera again. That's also gonna be this algorithm when you're learning CFOP. So, no, okay, 2 edges in the right spot. All edges in the right spot, plus a corner, and it looks like all the corners are already in the right spot, so we're just gonna do this already. Look how easy that was.